But I was thinking about that because when you and I went into the studio, we improvised for several other things for maybe 20 to 30 minutes of just randomized music, right? But then we kind of found a little something that we felt like, oh, we want to massage that, we want to play with that idea more. And then so it was a combination of inspiration or improvisation that led to the inspiration, and then the working of that inspiration into something that I thought that was really interesting. How we didn't just come in to the studio with an idea and we want to create it. It was like, let's come into the studio and we don't know what's going to happen, and then something happened and we decided to work with that.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how both our composer brains decided to take over. We were just like, this is a song. And all of our free improv up to this point was enjoyable. It was in the moment. It didn't need further reflection. We were able to let it be it. But for some reason, this was just so mm, bite sized. It was cohesive. And thank you so much for taking the time to
Yeah, absolutely.
talk about it and share with everybody the process, because I think it's I think it's really important to note that, it's not perfect. We edited it, but it's basically what we improvised. I added some extra strings, I added some extra vocals, you added some extra vocals, but it's essentially what we wrote that day.
It's interesting that we use such a harsh word to talk about recording things. We call it capturing.
Mm.
We're capturing this moment. It's a very charged word
Yeah, it's
to
like a
talk about.
PL verb.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very charged. But I think that there's a positive and negative to it too, and like especially like we're talking about Chopin. Like Chopin, when you read it on a piece of sheet music, that was the recording device of the day, the sheet music, right? And so it was like trying to put as much information as possible on the page so that when people recreate it, it comes as close to what the intention was. But it's so clear to me, even though we're 150 years out from when he was writing, that he would never ever play it the same way every time. Like Chopin, especially, like even though he had to write it out because that's what you did back then to become a composer and get your music out there, he wrote out every single note. If he was performing it, he was improvising it, and he was changing those runs every single time, because that was probably how and he also created those runs from a place of improvisation as well. I mean, so it's so clear that improvisation was woven into his compositional process.
Yeah.
Like the rainbow after the rain, like the rainbow after the rain.
Like the rainbow after the rain, like the rainbow